Ian Wright, thanks for joining us. Nice to have you.
Pleasure.
Really appreciate you coming down to see us and taking the time out of your day.
Well, it's good to see you guys.
Thank you. Straight in.
Yep.
What does AT&T favour? Are you product, price or quality?
Quality is the most important, I guess, but price is a massive factor in today's market. But quality has a longevity with customers.
Yes.
If you're driving the price down at the time, the quality of that product is usually poor,
right?
Because the price is low, and the customer may not come back.
Okay.
So by having the quality of the product at a good commercial price, you sort of know there's going to be a little bit of a premium price, but quality, it retains customer. So we know where our products are going with our contracts is that it has to be right. We can't compromise quality. And we're always up against price. It's always the same, and you can always find something cheaper. There's always this, good, better, best.
Yeah.
We do better and best.
Right. Okay.
We try to do that, so we try not to go down to a sort of a price band. But sometimes, what the classic commodity items. I think there's wood screws. I think one of your previous people commented on that. Now we become it's a commodity product.
Yeah.
But we have to be careful we don't compromise quality, because ultimately, the end user pays the price if they have an issue on site. It costs them long term because they've got to go back and fix it. It's either the wholesaler's got to pay the price or the manufacturer's got to pay the price.
Absolutely.
So somewhere there's got to be an acceptance that quality of the products we're supplying and our reputation is key. So certainly quality around a good commercial agreement is always preferable.
Okay.
But you can't always compromise that to the quality, certainly.
Okay. Good. And I mean, I know we ran through the questions again before we started. I might throw the odd one in, so forgive me for that. But there is a question I'm going to ask you, but I will stick to the list for the next one. Have you got any examples of frustrations, or what are the main frustrations to AT&T when you have product quality issues?
We don't have that many because of the ethos we have. Yeah. We try to stick with the brand. So we don't have that many problems per se. It tends to be site problems where the contractors experience a problem on site, not necessarily they're doing, but the greater scope of painters and decorators, plasterers, plumbers, they're all on site. Yeah. So sometimes it's not actually the product, it's per se, it's something that's happened on site. So because of what we do, we don't really have that quality issue where products are coming back. There may be product recall from a manufacturer. Right. There are always issues. Yeah. But because of the way we operate, the relationships we have with our manufacturers and suppliers, we go back to them and we'll go, look, we've got a problem with this one. 9 times out of 10, it's it goes away for quality checks and the usual things. But we tend not to have too many issues because of how we work. But over the years, there's been many. I know where we've supplied cable where it's a 95 metre run and it's supposed to be 100 metre cable, right? And the cores are stuck together because it's it's been imported from somewhere. So when you're dealing with certain suppliers, you take that risk. So over the years, I've learned to make sure that the people we deal with have the continuity and the quality, and looking at your quality room. Yeah, you're certainly way up there with the people who I've seen do the checks on the products that are coming in. So over the years, loads of issues, but generally with AT&T, it's been good because of the suppliers we deal with. Okay, I mean, you're talking there about, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, so feel free to correct me, but you referenced a previous guest. I'm assuming you're talking about Tony Howard. Yep. And Tony was very much in this commoditization's almost got out of control. Totally. Yeah. Do we need to get back to brands? It seems like that's the kind of approach that AT&T are taking. Tony's probably been in the industry a little bit longer than me. I started 88, but I was brought up on brands. Cable were all brands, or the cable management were brands. So when I first started, the brands were very, very strong, and we allowed those brands to disappear. I mean, the manufacturing in the UK is almost gone now. Yeah. From when I first started in the industry. So the commoditization of a lot of products, it is there. Yeah. cable ties. You know, people say it's a commodity product, but actually that there are so many factors that can make a good cable tie and a bad cable tie. Temperature. You know, people moan about them, but you're buying a cable tie that will snap.
Yeah.
But you buy a better one for maybe 50, 60p a bag more, you don't have the problems. Now, it doesn't seem a lot, but they're the sort of issues where the commoditization has become problematic in the industry because of we just drove down to the price rather than looking at the quality and why we're paying a little bit more for a product.
Absolutely. Does it scare you?
Yeah. Because these products are not only going into big commercial places, they're going to people's houses.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the products that are being fitted, I'm quite lucky, like yourselves, we're in the industry for electrical, so we kind of understand what's a good consumer unit, what's a good cable, etc. But if I'm talking to the plumbing world and the heating, they've got tighter regulations, so the people installing those products are a little bit more, they're in a far tighter constraint of what they can and can't supply.
Right.
But outside of that, I wouldn't know necessarily if the bricks and the mortar that they're doing essentially with are the top quality. So we're all at risk of accepting that's the bottom line price. But there's a reason that it's 20% cheaper than somebody else because of usually product, and sometimes it's labour.
Yeah.
But certainly in our industry, I think there's a fear of putting in a product because it's price driven above the quality. There's a happy medium ground, like yourselves, good product, a fair commercial deal, and that's what we all strive for. But while we allow products to be driven down on price and commoditise things, because 20mm conduit, 25mm conduit is almost commoditised now.
Yeah,
really is.
It really is. Yeah.
And it's you shouldn't be. You wouldn't start looking at what you guys do and understanding the quality process and making sure the stamps are all on the conduit. It does start to make you think. I didn't until Larry really, and I started to look at this on why you were a little bit dearer than certain people.
Yeah.
And then you understand, I'm going, yep, that makes sense. And I understand it, and it's that education to our contractors and the specifiers really need to understand, that's why we are a little bit dearer. And a lot of wholesalers do the same. So we're not on his own.
Yeah. So, I mean, there seems to be a bit of a... I wouldn't know where to put this in the demographic, but there seems to be a bit of a predisposition towards that race to the bottom mentality. I mean, like you said there, tube is basic, conduit tube is practically commoditized now.
Yep.
And that's part of the battle for us. Metpro is metal products. We know that. It's our bread and butter. It's what we've done since day one. So we know what we're doing.
Yep.
And that's like a major part of the battle for us, is getting that through to the customer and help it. Like you've said, you've sat down with Larry to understand just exactly why.
Yep.
And you're not, you might be paying a bit more in some instances, but it's not for a comparable product.
No.
So okay, very interesting.
Yeah, and it's the education the hardest bit is educating somebody why we are dearer on a quote, and we train our guys to do that. We say to them, look, the reason is our channel is dearer is because of the thickness, and you end up de-engineering a product. That's usually why steel is cheaper, because there's probably less content. The processes are slightly different, and it's coming from a source where there are cheaper labour. Yeah. Many factors, and that's a compromise. So do we want to supply products into our contractors that is inferior? No, but it's educating them. It's a hard task because they're under pressure as well. So we appreciate this is a whole chain thing. It's not just us. It's not just you. It's not just the contractor. The whole chain has to reevaluate quality above price.
Okay.